country is stronger, the United States of America or Russia? Well, in today's video, we're going to be going over every single part of their militaries and seeing which part of each military is better than the other. So let's start things off with the tanks, and the first batch of tanks that we are going to see is going to be America's tanks, and they have absolutely loads of tanks in their arsenal. They have 4,657 tanks, but that still isn't enough to beat Russia's tanks. Somehow, Russia have more tanks than the United States of America. That just makes me want to be sick. They currently have 14,777 tanks. So that is 1-0 to Russia. We're going to keep a running total of all of the different parts of the militaries and see what country wins by the end of the video, so stick around till the end. Next up, we are moving on to the towed artillery, and I assume that Russia is going to be stronger than the United States of America here. The United States of America has 1,267 towed artillery, but now we're moving on to Russia, and their arsenal looks so much bigger. That is absolutely insane. Russia spends so much money on their military, it's insane. They have 8,356 towed artillery, so that is 2-0 to Russia right now. I think by the end of the video that America's going to win, but still 2-0 to Russia already. That is insane. Now we are moving on to the multiple rocket launch system on the back of these trucks, and here we have the United States of America's trucks at 694, and as we can see, Russia's trucks on the right, there is a lot more for Russia, and their design also looks a lot different. I would argue it looks a lot cooler. I'm not going to lie to you. It looks a bit more camouflage, and they've got cool like things at the top. I do think they look quite cool, but I don't know what's more effective. But either way, Russia has over 1,500 more. Wait, sorry, 2,500 more nearly. I thought they had 1,694 in America. Russia have 3,065. They are killing America right now. It's 3-0 to Russia. We are now heading to the ocean and moving on to the naval fleet. Here we have the American naval fleet. As you can see, there's quite a lot of boats here. It's going to continue on for a while because... oh my god, that scared me so much. Why do I have a timer? But as I was saying before, I was rudely erupted. Here is America's naval fleet, and they have one of the best navies in the world. But they currently have around 472 boats in their naval fleet, which is actually insane. But Russia wins once more. It's 4-0 to Russia right now. They are absolutely destroying America on how many different arsenals they have inside of their military. They have 781 boats in their naval fleet, so nearly double. That is insane. It's now time for the submarines. The United States of America boasts a massive submarine fleet at 64 submarines, but Russia actually has one more, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure Russia has 65 submarines, but we are about to see Russia does. They have 65 submarines, and I guarantee they've done this just to have one up on America. I guarantee it. But that's 5-0 to Russia. We are now moving on to this thing. Is that like a naval fleet carrier? I don't know, some carrier thing. But Russia only has one, whereas the United States of America has 11. Wow, that is an absolute domination there. They are aircraft carriers. Yes, of course, I'm an idiot. There's literally a landing strip on there. So that makes it 5-1 to Russia still. We are now moving on to the Air Force. And look at how many planes are in this Air Force. Russia has 4,255. Now we're moving on to the United States of America. And I assume they have more since they're going second. And it looks like they have more. Oh my god, that's insane. What? 13,210 total aircrafts. That's 5-2 now. Just look at that side-by-side comparison of all them aircrafts. That's absolutely insane. Just think about how much money these guys have spent on all of these military things. It's absolutely mind-blowing to me. We are now moving on to Russia's fighter jets, I believe, and now they have 809 of them. But here is the United States of America's fighter jets. That looks a lot more than 809. It definitely is 1,854. Yes, that is absolutely insane. America are putting it back. It's now 5-3. These planes look to be some sort of transport aircrafts, and I believe these are Russian planes, if I'm not mistaken, and I am correct. Russia has 453 transport aircrafts. Now we are moving on to America, and America's Air Force is literally insane. They are like one of the most powerful... The Air Force could beat most countries. Like, I'm not even trolling. But they have over 1,000, no it's not, it's 957 total transport aircrafts. I was confident it was over 1,000. That just looks like it would be over 1,000 planes. So that makes it 5-4 to Russia. America are clawing it back. We are now moving on to the helicopters. We are now moving on to the attack helicopters. These are very important if you want to win a war. Attack helicopters are a very important part of your arsenal, and these are Russia's attack helicopters. They have 559 attack helicopters, but America clearly has a lot more, and their attack helicopters also look a lot cooler. Like, look at them, they look so sick. They have 1,000 attack helicopters, and that brings it back to 5-5. America have somehow pulled out of the bag, and it is now a draw. But what country is stronger overall? Let's find out. We are now moving on to the Russian helicopters, and here we have all of the Russian helicopters on show for us. I mean, there is a lot of helicopters there, but they are still not beating America. They have 1,547, but here is America's helicopters, and I imagine it's absolutely disgustingly large. And as you can tell, it is. Oh my days. There are 5,737 helicopters in total for the United States of America, which makes it 6-5 to the USA. But here are the active soldiers of both of these militaries. So as you can see, there is just hundreds of thousands of soldiers lined up side by side. I'm going to say they're going to be over 1 million on each. But look at that. This represents a person per little speck on the screen you see. That is absolutely mind-blowing to me. The United States of America has 1,328,000 troops in their military, but Russia must have a little bit more because they're being shown second, and here are our Russian troops. As you can see, it just goes on forever. All of these troops is absolutely insane. The amount of people in each of these militaries makes me feel sick. Like, it is insane. Russia has 1,320,000 active military personnel. Wait, who has more then? Oh my god, the United States of America have slightly more by 8,000 troops, so that makes it 7-5 to the USA. That is absolutely insane though. 2.6 million overall. That's how many followers I have on TikTok. That is disgusting. Now we are moving on to the reserve forces. So the reserve forces of both of these militaries. I think first up we will have the USA and then Russia, because I think Russia's got one of the biggest reserve militaries in the world. But here is the United States of America. They have 799,500 reserve soldiers, but Russia is going to absolutely dwarf this number. Here are our Russian soldiers in the reserve troops. Let's see how many they actually have. This is going to go on for absolutely ages. This graphic is just insane. It's just blurs and blurs of people. Imagine these as real human people with families, friends, kids, loved ones. These are all lined up as the reserves for a potential war if it ever broke out for Russia. But Russia currently have around, what is that, 1 million? 2 million reserve troops. Wow. That makes it 7-6 to the United States of America, but that is absolutely insane. For reserve troops as well, that is mind-blowing. We are now moving on to the ballistic missiles of this video. These are the ballistic missiles of the United States of America. I'm just thinking though, if Russia and the USA actually went to war, nobody's going to win, everyone's going to die, so let's make sure that doesn't happen. The United States of America has 1,300 ballistic missiles, but Russia has slightly more, it seems. Their camouflage on their trucks look absolutely awesome, by the way. I think that looks so cool. I think camo is great. But Russia has 1,561 ballistic missiles, which makes it 7-all now. It is 7-7 between the United States of America and Russia. But now it's time for the nuclear bombs. These are all nuclear bombs that are big enough to wipe out cities and towns and even some small countries. And the United States of America has 5,044 nuclear bombs. However, Russia have slightly more, which is absolutely insane considering you need only about 100 to wipe out most countries in Europe, maybe even less. Russia has 5,580, which makes it 8-7 to Russia. And according to these statistics, Russia would have a good chance of beating the United States of America in a war. Would they? I don't know, because America's Navy is too good and their Air Force is too good, so I'm going to say no. But it's 8-7 to Russia. They did win. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Oh, and one more thing. Bye.